Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and my friends, in today's video, we're here to talk about crazy ladies in fighting games. Everyone loves a good crazy lady, so the archetype, if you will, certainly popularized by one Harley Quinn. Certainly not the first, but Harley is what made this kind of character an archetype in and of itself. That would go on to inspire many imitators, copycats, and some of them would absolutely stand on their own right as well. And in this video, I just want to talk about the craziest of the crazy fighting game ladies out there. Although, to set a ground rule, they gotta be a fighting game character first. So people like Harley, Jinx, Nier, they're disqualified just because they're from other properties first and foremost. And also has to be an actual crazy lady. Like, just if you're domineering or a femme fatale or whatever, that's not enough. We're going for crazy. So for this video, let's start with who you would expect, I guess, but someone who I don't think is exactly what a lot of people think that she is. So Juri from Street Fighter is a lot of people's first pick if you're going for like a crazy unhinged fighting game girl. And hey, fair enough, since her inception, since her debut in Street Fighter 4, that's basically exactly how she's been presented. Basically sadistic torturer, effectively, revels in combat and hurting in other people. But come Street Fighter 6 and the World Tour mode, it's been revealed Juri, well, it's mostly a bit of an act. We start digging deeper into the lore of Juri, and she starts presenting basically sob stories to you, like how she had an awesome family and they were killed and taken away from her. And then it's like, no, actually I was just funning with you, that's not real. Although this is exactly the lore it's been presented in the past. Basically Juri showing that she's not exactly comfortable letting the real her get through. A lot of the texts you get from Juri are basically like, she's just really a shit poster, like looking for attention. And like, it's certainly funny in its own way, don't get me wrong. But everything you learn about Juri, specifically in Street Fighter 6 anyways, she's very much not that persona of like kill, crazy attack that she presents herself as. When it really comes down to it, she's just kind of lonely and frustrated. And hey, don't get me wrong, characterization is good. Great even. This adds layers to Juri. But it shows she's just not like this 24/7. When she's on, but she's not always on. You can call it a coping mechanism, you can call it an act, whatever you want due to, some of her more tragic backstory. But still, as of Street Fighter 6 anyways, it's clear that it's not just always a thing, and therefore, compared to some of the other characters on this list, Juri is, well, a poser. Fake crazy girl, if you will. Now, keeping it in the realm of Street Fighter, let's move on to Aki. So Aki is always on. There's no off season for this character. She is exactly as she presents herself as. When you meet her in World Tour mode, she's basically threatening to kill this guy who stole her medicine/poison, and it's only through your direct interjections like, hey, maybe don't murder this guy in the street. And everything about this character is pure obsession. Obsession with poison, obsession with how they interact with your body, obsession with her Master Fang, and a very unhealthy obsession at that. But everything about Aki is as it appears. So she is presented as super crazy lady and absolutely has dethroned Juri as the crazy lady of Street Fighter. Not too much else to say than that. And we did mention obsession for Aki, didn't we? Well, bring on the poster girl for obsession in fighting games. We have Abba, and this is specifically the Guilty Gear Strive version of Abba, as they've kind of kicked up the volume a notch on her personality, let's put it that way. She is very much a face for unhealthy obsession, unhealthy relationships, to the point where it's even core gameplay for her. She has a base mode where she's mostly got it together. And when she's feeling a bit jealous, her and her boyfriend, Paracelsus the Key/Axe, they're not handling it too well. Abba is literally just seething at the thought of anyone trying to take Paracelsus from her, and Paracelsus is a loving little relationship that he's in. To the point when Abba is in the jealous rage, everything she does, even most basic movement, basic attack, everything she does is absolutely manic. She can't even just be in an idle animation without just absolutely seething and tweaking out. This is all even very clear in a moveset. It's not exactly highly advanced martial arts here. This ain't the Satsui no Hado. She's literally just trying to claw your eyes out in a fit of jealousy. Just had the perception that you might be trying to take away her boyfriend. Now, actually, in her endings in Guilty Gear Strive, she does set better boundaries in the terms of the relationship, but it's very clear that Abba is absolutely, at best, unhinged. Definitely one of the crazier ladies in fighting games. So now, moving a tier up here, we got the eccentric people, but then we're going to hit the crazy ladies that are just the actual, well, murderers. And with that, enter Tira from Soul Calibur. Tira is a bit of a split personality, I guess you could say, to the point where there's names for it because their stances is jolly and gloomy. And she can switch up by doing fun things like smashing her head into her weapon over and over until she forcibly switches stances. And sometimes, because she's just that crazy, sometimes the game will change the stance for you. Like, certain things will trigger and then you're just in another stance and, well, have fun with the evolving game plan, I guess. Now here's the thing, Tira's split personalities almost work together. Jolly and gloomy both love killing people. It's just a matter of the one is more of like a pre-planned Dexter kind of thing, enjoying the kill, and then the other one's more of a wanton mass murderer type. Tale as old as time, really. We've all had these problems at one point or another in our lives. So now that we scaled up from, obsessive or eccentric characters to someone's just an out-and-out murderer, what's the next tier from here? Well, naturally, it's not just the person that'll kill you, it's the person that'll kill you and eat you. As we're sort of building up here in the video, I think that's a fair bit of escalation to work up to. So enter Mileena, who has a really strong case for just being the first evil lady in all of fighting games. One of the first, and certainly one of the best. In a franchise steeped in brutality, Mileena has always been one of the most brutal and vicious characters in the entirety of the franchise. She is not here to play around. She will rip you apart with her bare hands if necessary. Like, she'll play five-finger fillet with your face. That says a lot about the character. Not the least of which is she'll play a little bit dirtier than the rest of the cast, as she's not afraid to bust out the chompers to get the job done. To that point, she's the only character in this video that can actively get the video demonetized. The kill you and eat you thing is not an act, it's not for show. So yeah, Mileena easily earns her place on this list. Now, keeping on with the kill ya and eat ya theme level of crazy, well, let's talk about Vice from the King of Fighters. So Vice is a member of the Hekeshu, a servant of Orochi, who is literally a manifestation of the planet Earth itself, and it's the manifestation of Earth trying to kill all humans and getting humans off the Earth. Okay, so kill all humans, gotcha, that's a busy enough workload. Also, funnily enough, canonically a fan of American comics. So, not a fan of that Japanese stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen has nothing on Superman. Thank you very much. And the thing about Vice is she's just a little bit more brutal than the average King of Fighters character. As she doesn't have too much in the way about compunctions of killing, and one of her climax moves in KO 15 is she'll literally rip you in half. And in older games, it's very clear how unstable she is. As part of tearing you apart, she'll also start eating you. Vice is also canonically a cannibal. Fun stuff. Someone like Mileena, at least Mileena has a playful attitude. You could catch her on a good day, theoretically. Vice, not as much. Even at the best of times, she's always kind of surly. But all the characters we talked about so far, we're not ending the video here. We're going to talk about someone else that's a bit sadder in a lot of ways, because you see the descent into madness. All the other characters we've talked about, they're presented the way they are out of the gate. What if we had a character that's a case study for you see the descent into madness real time? That is Hibiki Takane from The Last Blade. Now, a lot of y'all watching, if you know this character at all, you probably know her from Capcom vs SNK 2. And Hibiki is really fun in CVS 2, a very strong poke-based, neutral-based character. But when it comes to the personality stuff that I'm about to show you, absolutely none of that is represented in CVS 2. You just get the base version of the character, which is, nice, humble girl. Basically trying to live her best life, maybe get a little bit of revenge, but just a nice girl in the end. She's not actually out to hurt anybody, You can go through her whole arcade mode and, get the right ending, all that kind of stuff, you're good to go. The hero's journey. The problem is, though, what if she does accidentally hurt somebody? It was an accident. She didn't mean to do it. Once again, in this arcade route here for Hibiki, there's multiple endings. You can do things the quote-unquote right way, make things right, maybe even go out and get a boyfriend. Amano is sort of the Dan Hibiki of feudal Japan. But if you keep making mistakes... you justify it to yourself. It was the way it had to be. You were left no other choice. And you can do that for a time, until you can't justify it anymore. The thing for poor Hibiki, though, just like anybody really, is there is a breaking point. The point where the unacceptable becomes acceptable. And if you kill enough people in your fights, now all of a sudden you can see here her win pose and her demeanor drastically changes. So now she's got it, right? Amano, who has the potential, if you have the good ending, that is, basically Hibiki will like run away with him. She has one little pang of remorse kind of dispatching him. That's it. Now it's all business. This is something that's heavily played up in Hibiki's most recent incarnation in the modern era of fighting games, being the most recent Samurai Showdown. There's actually two Hibikis you can play as. You have normal Hibiki and like cold-hearted, cruel Hibiki. Mechanics-wise, they are the exact same character. The difference comes in demeanor and win quotes. Hold square while you have your cursor over Hibiki, and then you get mean Hibiki instead. Mean Hibiki always has blood all over her face. She has less than nice things to say about the other characters. In the bigger showcase moves where she's hurting other people, she always has a bit of a self-satisfied smirk on her face. She enjoys the act of killing people. Cutting people down is now what she is all about. She even realizes to a degree after a while what's happening with her, but this is the life she now chooses. And it never had to be that way is the thing. You, the player, made her this way. And that's what sort of puts Hibiki like a layer above everybody else. Someone like Aki or Abba or whatever, that's just the character they are out of the gate. They've never been anything other than what they're presented as. Hibiki could just be that nice girl from Capcom vs. SNK 2 for all you knew forever. It was your choices as a player that turned her into the bloodthirsty maniac that she is. And that's part of the reason why Hibiki has been such a compelling character over the years, to me at least. And that is the list. If you feel like we've missed out on anybody, by all means post in the comments below and let us know. That all said though, that is the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games.
This is the love we can